Oh, hey amigos, thanks for coming over. Good to see you. Hey, look, I'm on the phone with Anonymous. Before I get with you, I gotta get off the phone with him, okay? Gotta finish up our little conversation. So anyway, as I was saying, dude, you ever like, you're doing a project or whatever, but you got to make content, and you don't want to go forward with the project because you got to handle it with the camera, and you don't feel like messing with cameras at the moment, but you want to continue your project, so therefore you're not going to continue your project, but you want to continue your project, but you got to mess with the camera. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about?
You do it for your viewers because you love them.
And also make videos that you like too, right?
Oh, I love your videos. That's why I'm a sub.
Oh, golly, I hate my videos. I can't stand my videos. I don't know why anybody would want to watch a goofball like me. But I'm going to get to doing this project here, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be frustrating. It's going to be interesting. Who knows? It may be great. It may not. But anyway, hey, man, thanks for stopping by.
You be good to yourself. Keep the rubber side down.
All right. And thanks a lot. See you later, bro. But anyway, thanks guys for coming over again. What I got going on right now, I didn't film this because, like I was telling Anonymous, sometimes you just don't feel like breaking out the camera every time you're doing something. But I'll update you on what I've done today. So what I did today is that, I don't know if the lighting is good. It looks like it is. I didn't have enough paint on the bottom of the heads, as you guys saw in the last video, where I had painted my heads along with the jugs. You know, I didn't have to worry about this or that and the other. Anyway, I didn't have a whole lot of paint on these things right on the bottom. So I had to tape this off and cut very precise like around here, get the excess tape off, and then just spray paint that. And I did the same thing with that one over there. And what else did I do today? I cleaned off the base gaskets off of the engine case, which was a very tedious thing. You can't see a whole lot because the rags are in the way, but I got them as clean as I could with a razor knife. And I'm pretty satisfied with that. And then I realized I had to do the same thing with these things over here. The jugs, I had some remaining base gaskets on those, but those gaskets, what was left on there, did not want to come off. So I pulled out the trusty old wire wheel and I took those remaining base gaskets off. And then what happened after that? Well, I had a whole lot of debris from that on my oily walls. So I had to take out my trusty paper towels and clean out the cylinder walls. Also, what I didn't share with you guys, I'm so sorry for not recording it all, but this is what I've done. I pulled both of my pistons out, as I will use this one as an example, that I went ahead and put my rings on as they needed, but I put the snap ring in there on one side. There's a cutout right here. And that's meant for your intake side. Wherever you install your piston, that little cutout is supposed to be on the intake valve side. Okay, so if this is the front piston, which the box says it is, no, it says it's rear. Stupid me. It says it's rear, and the motorcycle is right there. Well, if I install it, I want the piston to be facing that way. So that's what I've done with that. I did the same thing with the other piston too. That's pretty much my update on what I've done with this thing in the last few days and being distracted with new toys. I'm going to get these pistons installed into these cylinders, and maybe if I'm lucky, I might get them onto the connecting rods. Okay, so without any further ado, which that is one of my cliches I keep saying, anyway, I'm going to get to doing that and we'll see what happens. Okay, according to where the cutout is on your piston, let's see, the top ring, the gap goes that way. The next one, the gap goes that way. And the next one, the gap goes that way. And there's another gap that goes this way. Okay, sounds easy enough to me. Now that I got my gaps straightened up, let me see if I can get a little oil in these rings. I think it would be very beneficial to the assembly and first startup to have some lubrication in your engine. Imagine that. Golly. Now, there's actually a tool made for this job where you compress the rings on a piston before you put them down in the cylinders. The same goes with automotive work. It's called a piston ring compressor tool. Personally, I believe that most people are born with that tool to begin with, and it's called fingers. So I'm going to do it that way. Let's get started. Well, maybe that was a little too cocky of me to say that everybody's born with that kind of tool called fingers. But I kind of forgot how it was like when I did it when I built that first motor for the Tramp. But I got the pistons and rings in the cylinders ready to go. Got them positioned where they need to go. But it's a little late tonight, so I'm going to stop it right here and pick it up again probably tomorrow or the day after that or the day after that or... Okay, now it's the next day, and I might be in a little bit of a rush because I want to try and get at least these cylinders and pistons onto the motor before this forest fire that's south of me makes it to the house and burns everything up. As you can see, it's a little bit of a mess. The humidity is down and the winds are blowing north, and I'm north of it. So hopefully I don't make it this far. If this video gets uploaded, then you'll know that we did okay. I'm gonna go ahead and get these pistons and cylinders onto that motor, and let's see how much further I get from there. Okay, I've got my jugs and I got my pistons on. I've got the heads on. Everything is on finger tight because there's a lot of adjustment to be made whenever I go to line up my intake manifold. That's the thing with these old motors. They require a lot of eyeballing when it comes to stuff like that. Unlike twin cams and unlike Evos, but everything is committed when you put it together. But anyway, it's nighttime out there. Okay, so I want to go inside. I want to get cleaned up. I want to eat dinner and, you know, spend time with the missus. And then I'll see you guys tomorrow or the next day or whenever. Okay, now it's tomorrow or today or however you want to put it. And guess what? We didn't burn down last night. But looking to the south, you can still see some smoke today. That's still going. But we have some rain coming through tonight. It may rain a bit tomorrow, so maybe that'll fix the situation. But anyway, that's great. So I still got time to work on this thing. I guess maybe I can get to putting this thing on, which is the, man, this thing will develop you a new vocabulary. But anyway, being that everything is loose, I can move my heads this way or that, my jugs this way or that, to get this thing to line up to these heads like they need to. And see, there's some O-rings that's going to go here and right here, and a clamp that's going to go over that to hold this thing in place. But if you don't have your heads positioned just right along with your jugs, more than likely you're always going to have an intake leak with these things. After I get that done, I don't know, this will probably be the end of this video because mosquitoes are out and then I just got bit. Anyway, let's get to it. Okay guys, that's it for now. This wasn't by no means a tutorial, but this is how I got it done. Now, as you can see, I got this together. I clamped down my intake manifold, and then I bolted down my nuts to 30 foot-pounds, and my most unorthodox way of doing it, but I didn't have any other way to get a good torque spec indicated on those nuts any better than I did. I remember in the comments on a previous video about when I put the motor in this frame, that why didn't I go ahead and do the top end first, when I said later on in the video that I'm going to have to do some engine work. Why didn't I do that first and then put it in the frame? Well, as you guys saw me struggling, tugging and pulling on that wrench to get the torque that I want, that's why. Because when you just got a motor by itself and no motor stand, yeah, good luck with that. Anyway, maybe that works, maybe that doesn't, but it's better than nothing. And I bolted down my heads, 65 foot-pounds a piece, in the most unorthodox manner of finding 65 foot-pounds. But again, better than nothing. So this pretty much concludes it for the evening. I'm gonna go ahead and get these bikes in here. Got to work tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you for sticking with me thus far, those of you who have been here for such a while. So I'm not even going to use my cliche. If you like what you saw, just like on it. And if you're new to this channel, just go ahead and hit subscribe for more content coming up on this matter right here. And I'm clicheing anyway. Golly, I guess I can't get out of it. But like I always say, I have no idea what I'm going to film next, but I will try to keep it interesting. So you guys get the rubber side down, and you be good to yourselves. And honestly and truly, without the cliche, thank you so much. All right. Bye-bye.